What's up, guys? It's Jordan Long here. I'm just going to be telling you guys a little story of mine. It's about a trip I took to Penn State to see my girlfriend. My girlfriend's a swimmer at Penn State, so she doesn't have a lot of free time. So naturally, when I get the opportunity, I'm going to go up and see her. So this is just about my weekend at Penn State. Anyway, so as this being the case, I would look for opportunities to go to Penn State and kind of see if she had an opening on the week during the weekend, and see if we can fit something into the schedule. And this was about a month and a half ago. A friend of mine in my hall, his name's Mike. He says to me, Mike had known about Elizabeth at Penn State and whatnot through previous conversation, but that's not the point.
Well, I guess it kind of is the point, but anyway.
So Mike says to me, hey, I'm going up to Penn State this weekend. Maybe I'll see your girlfriend. And I was like, oh, why are you going up? Like, what's the occasion? We get to talking, and apparently he's just gone up to visit a friend, and he invites me to come to Penn State with him. So I get the logistics of the trip. I asked my mom. I'm 18 and probably should have just gone, but, I asked my mom. I get the okay. Sounds good. I let Elizabeth know. This is going to be a fun trip. We're going to get to Penn State. Gonna have a fun time with my girlfriend, and everything will be all right. So Mike knew these two girls from his hometown who were going up to Penn State. So they were going to pick us up at Kutztown. We were going to drive to Penn State for the weekend and then head back Sunday afternoonish, I guess. And it turns out we get to Penn State. I spend Friday night with my girlfriend, and I get a phone call that night from Mike telling me that the girls wanted to drive home the following morning, Saturday morning at noon. So I was pretty upset. So actually, I'm a little more than upset. I'm pretty heated at this point. So I tell Mike, I'm like, look, I didn't know that was the plan. If I had known, I probably wouldn't have come. That's such a waste. Not that seeing my girlfriend for a day was a waste, but I could have been studying or I could have been doing some homework here in Johnson Hall. Mike was pretty upset too. He was under the impression we were staying the weekend. But these girls, we got to get back. We got to go work. Okay, you can call off. You're at Penn State. Jesus Christ. So Mike and I get to talking. And obviously, we want to stay longer. We want to stay the whole weekend. And we're thinking, what are our best options? What are our only options? And Mike proposes that we take the bus back on Sunday night. So we look into Greyhound busing. We get pricing, ask our parents, and we're like, all right, sure, whatever. It'll be worth it. We'll stay the night. We'll stay Saturday night, and then all of Sunday, and we'll leave Sunday night to come back to Kutztown. Because it worked out. There was transportation from Penn State to Kutztown. We get back around 11:30. Things would be all right. So we get the bus information. Everything's fine. The weekend was great. So on to the bus trip now. This is where things got a little interesting. So the bus ride was broken down into three different bus rides. So the first one was from Penn State to Harrisburg, and then from Harrisburg to Allentown, and then from Allentown to Kutztown. So we were getting on to three different buses. So the first ride, let's get into that one. So Penn State to Harrisburg. Mike and I walked to the State College bus station. It was about a 15-minute walk from the dorms. It wasn't that bad. The bus ride was smooth, no problems. It was a rather empty bus. We each got 2 seats to ourselves. We get off the bus in Harrisburg. We have about half an hour to kill before the next bus comes from Harrisburg to Allentown. And this is where things started to go a little downhill. I mean, nothing too major, but just an L, just a massive L chalked up on my record. So Mike and I get on this bus. There were no seats available for both of us, like to sit next to each other. So I find a seat next to this other. He looked about 19. I sit down next to him, introduce myself. He seems fine. Won't have any issues. He was watching some Netflix show on the iPad. And the bus gets going. It's a great ride up until I had headphones in as well. I was kind of just relaxing, laying back, eyes closed. And I just caught a whiff of something foul. It just smelled so raunchy and just gross. So turns out the kid I sat next to, his name was Alex. Turns out Alex was just ripping ass the entire ride. I mean, I guess he thought they were silent farts, but they weren't. He had headphones. He didn't know what he was doing. He just kept ripping them. Oh, and I was smelling them. It was bad. I had no idea what to do. I just turned my shoulder, gave him my backside, and just tried to fall asleep. But it was... So after dealing with Alex's shit for about 45 minutes, the bus finally gets to Allentown. Finally get away from Alex, back into the open air. So it's me, Mike, and a few others. We're just waiting for the next bus to come. And we're waiting for about 5-10 minutes before some of us get a little questionable. The bus should have shown up by now, but there's no bus in sight. We're in Allentown, Pennsylvania at about 11 o'clock at night. So people are getting a little worried. So after about a 30-minute wait, we finally figured the bus is never going to come. Let's just take matters into our own hands. We decided to call an Uber. Mike and I call an Uber. Uber back to Kutztown University. It was about $35. That was the end of that. While we were waiting for the bus, we kind of exchanged numbers with the people we were waiting with. And of course, just our luck, we get back to Kutztown, and I get a text about 5 minutes after I'm into my room. Hey, bus finally came, ... Well, I hope you enjoyed the story. Kind of a just shit ending. I mean, I wanted to punch a hole through my wall. I was so furious. But hey, you live and learn. Thanks for listening, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.